Welcome to Drinks World, where we celebrate entrepreneurs in the beverage industry. Today's guests are Susanne Schneider and Ashlin Bantom. Susanne, a German-born hospitality veteran, first met the young South African in 2015 when Ashlin applied for an assistant position at her Western Cape restaurant. Today's story is about these unlikely partners that are from two different generations and from two very different traditions. And we hear how a crisis turned into an opportunity. My name is Holger Meyer, and this is Drinks World. Let's welcome Susanne and Ashlin from Fynbos Revolution to the show. Welcome to today's show, and we have got two guests, Susanne Schneider and Ashlin Bantom from a company called Fynbos Revolution. Now that sounds like you guys are in the Western Cape. Where are you guys based?
Yes, that's true. Hello, I'm Susan. We are based in the middle of the Western Cape, I would say, on the coastline. We are in Stanford based, so this is a little small village between Hermanus and Gansbaai. In the middle of the Fynbos area.
When did you come to South Africa? You are clearly German.
Yeah, actually we visited South Africa since '98, so it's a really long time. And then in 2013, my husband and myself, we decide, because we get older and older, that now it's time to move to South Africa.
Okay.
So I live here since 2013. And we were working in the hospitality industry, in the restaurant business. My husband had a Michelin-star for 20 years in Germany. So we just continue here in South Africa. And and then Corona hits all of us. And we were thinking, what can we do? And this is when Ashlin stepped into my life, actually.
Okay. I first heard about you, Susan, from Yvonne. And and you must go back. I'll put a link in the show notes with my interview with Yvonne. And she always told me that you were one of the big restaurants that was promoting South African gins for the German tour buses.
Right.
Tell us a little bit.
Right.
Is that in that same restaurant?
That's correct. Yes, in the same restaurant. And before, because actually Yvonne is my best friend in Germany, she is. And we started with Lorna from Inverroche very early. It was actually a coincidence. And since this time, I really appreciate the South African gin industry and the gins. And we fell in love with South African gins, and we brought it to the people. And I think every tourist who came to South Africa and tasted gin here will have the gin in Europe as well. So this is our business. We bring the gin to Europe.
Okay, and what is your restaurant called?
It was a restaurant.
Okay.
It was Springfield Easts.
Okay.
But we closed it down in 2019 when Corona came. Was it 19 or 20? Sometimes I forget the years.
Yeah, me too. I think it was 19.
It was 19, yeah.
Yeah, and what do you do on a day-to-day basis now? Are you retired?
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm involved in the Südafrika Genuss, so I'm the part here in South Africa from Yvonne. And then we did a research in our new product in the Fynbos Revolution Vermouth, and we were really working on that since 19. Huh, Ashley? Wasn't it 19 when we started?
Since the beginning of 2020, yeah. So we started with the idea in 19, and since the beginning of 2020, we started doing a lot of research and sourcing and making sure that we find the right Fynbos to be able to produce a very unique vermouth.
Mm. And Ashlin, tell us a little bit about your background and where the two of you met.
So, hello, I'm Ashlin Bantom. My background is I'm pure local, 100% local. So,
local is lekker.
I'm from the local is lekker. So I'm from this area, born and raised in Stanford. I started meeting Susanna the first time in 2015, where we met at her restaurant. And we just connected. And yeah, like she said, in when Corona started, we were with our backs against the wall, and we needed to find a new product or a new hobby to keep ourselves busy, because we are hospitality specialists, so we need the hydrogen in our lives.
How did you go about developing this product?
Well, vermouth is a big topic in Europe, in Italy, France, and Spain. So actually, it is a product which was lost. It was very famous, I think, in the 17th, 18th, and then it was lost. It's a little bit comparable to gin.
Yeah.
Gin was also a drink which was for old ladies sitting in front of the fireplace,
Yeah.
and nobody was drinking gin.
Yes.
So I think it's a revival of the vermouth now as well. And we were thinking, I mean, what are they doing? They take wine and they put in some herbs, European herbs. Why shouldn't we put in wine Fynbos? So this was the first thinking. This was the first idea. And then we did research. So there are a lot of different different stories about it, and you can do it in different ways. You can do it with alcohol, you can do it with wine. So we did a lot of research. I mean, it takes us, Ashlin, I think nearly a year till we found a product we really were convinced that this is a South African vermouth. You need a unique selling point. So you can't do a vermouth and then sell it. You need and I think our vermouth, if you smell it, you smell the Fynbos, and that is what we wanted to bring to the people, a South African Fynbos vermouth.
I mean, for me, as a veteran of the liquor industry, I know that every bar, every bottle store in South Africa sells vermouth, but I've never seen anybody buy it.
Ashley, now it's up to you.
Yeah, I would say you are correct on that one. So yeah, like Susanna mentioned as well, it's a drink that everybody has forgotten about. And I have a really good friend down in the PE who's a big this is the most Cape Aperitif. Yeah, this is the most famous one on the market. And he said to me that vermouth is forgotten, but it needs to come back. So that's why we also started with the vermouth, and to make a revolution for it, that it needs to be reborn like the gin,
Yeah, and we always now serve, when we have guests, a VT, so a vermouth tonic. Because it tastes good, it's half the alcohol, so it's very refreshing. It's not so hard because the alcohol is not so high. It's 19% only. And then we have it on zero, which is a non-alcoholic vermouth. And this is really interesting because you can recognize that in Europe, the non-alcoholic drinks are rising up very fast.
Yes, I've seen in the UK and even in the Netherlands, there's a lot of bottle shops that only sell or that specialize in non-alcoholic products. So that's a very, very interesting category. I mean, it was obviously interesting in South Africa during the lockdown, but I'm not sure how big the category is, but there's certainly a lot of non-alcoholic spirits available in South Africa now, and I think it's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, vermouth will always be a niche product.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear for us. We are not a big company. We are really handcrafted. We have small production, but I think it's fun to explore now the market.
And how are the sales in Germany going with Yvonne?
It's pretty good, but you always have in mind, or keep in mind, we are a gin company.
Yeah.
So additional to gin, every barkeeper has a vermouth. So if you buy a South African gin, it's logical, if you have a South African vermouth, that you buy it. So I think that makes our life easy because we have an importer in Germany who sells pretty well our vermouth.
Okay, so the sales are they taking off nicely?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's say it's never enough, but it's fine.
Yeah. Because to start a mean, you call yourself Fynbos Revolution, but to start a vermouth revolution in South Africa, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of publicity to get something like that going. But what has the response been from the guys in the Cape, that the kind of the specialty bars that specialize in these sort of products?
So basically, yes, it's like you said, Holger, the revolution starts on the vermouth. At the moment, we did a very lovely tasting in the waterfront, which was good. We got really good reactions on that. And it's a type of a vermouth that people get used to. You know, it's growing on you. The reason why is it's made with, it's handcrafted with local sourced Fynbos. So it's pure local for Fynbos markets, where we do tastings and introduce out at the PE site as well, where my friend is assisting me doing a lot of tastings and getting the product out there, talking about the product reminds you of home.
Because you grew up in your area.
Yeah.
And what about ready to drink? Is that an option to make a V&T ready to drink?
You know, we are at the beginning of our Fynbos Revolution company. So we were thinking about that as well. From the environmental aspect, to be honest, the cans is not so much our product. But yeah, we were thinking about, because it's easier to come to the United States. So if you are lower than 5% alcohol, which would be a ready-to-drink B, it's easier to get a step into the United States market. We can grow slowly. So I think we just have to bring now our product to the Western Cape market. Then we expand. Maybe we can come to Durban or Joburg and show our product there. And then let's think the next step.
Yeah, so what I meant to say is, I was thinking in terms of on tap, so in a keg, in a draft.
On tap, yeah. Sorry.
Especially for the markets and for the less sophisticated market, I guess, where they're too lazy to do the mixing themselves. Because the craft gin and tonic is quite a popular product, you know, for events and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, maybe that's an idea. Thank you for that.
And then, and why I'm saying that is because you have to claim that name very quickly, V&T.
Yeah, right. But you know, we started. Yeah. No, it's you. Yeah, it's you.
So we already started a new trend, which is only to us. So you're on social media site, you can create your own hashtag and trend it, because then it's coming up. So on every post that we post on Instagram and Facebook, we created the hashtag VNT.
Yeah. And, you know, we go to golf courses, for example, and on the half round, I don't know exactly how you call it, we give the people VNT or a Don Zero alcohol-free tonic. So we bring the product to the people, and we hope if somebody is convinced and it's good, that they buy it. Yeah. I mean, it's hard work. At the beginning, it's really hard work. We have to go out every day, talk to people, talk to wine companies, talk to liquor stores. I mean, Ashlin can tell you more because he's out every day.
Okay, I was going to ask that.
Because Ashlin is more responsible for the South African market. I'm more responsible for the export.
For the export, okay. And the production, is that on a farm, or where do you produce the product?
We produce now in Cape Town, because our little company here we only use for research and storage.
Okay.
So we do a lot of research now, for example, for a barrel fermented or a barrel aged vermouth. But this is a secret.
Not anymore.
So we do a lot of research, and the recipes and everything is done in Stanford, but the real production then is done in Cape Town, because it's not so far away from the port, and if people for the export order, we are very quick delivering and everything
Yeah.
like that.
And how's the response been in Hermanus? I mean, there's a big German community there, and if
So yeah, like Susanna mentioned, going out every day, introducing the product, which is really good. I think when you want to do health, and because you know the best, because it's your company, it's your baby, so you would like to put in 100% effort to be able to make it a success. And at the moment, we are selling in two wine villages in Hermanus. The local one, the most famous one, they got feedback from the people and they love it. And like I said before, it's a type of vermouth that grows on you. You can also drink it neat, but it's on its best when you serve it with the VNT, with the vermouth and a handcrafted tonic. So we use Barker and Quinn tonic water, which is handcrafted, and also a spring water, which is a really good tonic water to serve with our vermouth. And then we're doing, we are at Fixpool, where it's also a local, also a lot of Germans comes there to drink a sundowner, and yeah, also got really good feedback from that. And yeah, on the golf course in Hermanus, I will be on the 25th there again, serving at the half round with the ladies, because it's a ladies' day golf. So I will have some fun with them, with the Don Zero or the Vermouth Dry.
Yeah, you're very lucky in that you've got that wonderful wine village. What a wonderful store that is.
Yeah.
It must be one of the best retailers
100%.
in the country
I think
if
so.
it comes to wine and spirits. And they're always so supporting of the small brands.
Right.
And we also had Chris and Hanneli on our show right at the beginning when they launched.
Oh, really?
So I must also
Nice.
post a link to that podcast.
Yeah, it's a small industry.
Yes.
Everybody knows everybody,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is a wonderful industry.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a big support in the whole industry, and this is really what I recognize here in South Africa. I don't know if it's in Germany the same, because everybody supports the other. So Hanneli helps us a lot, This is we really appreciate that. Then Lendl, is our brand ambassador. He is a barkeeper. So yeah, it's really nice. And the wine village, they really helped us a lot because they were the first shop ever who bought our vermouth. I mean, we would never forget that, And this is I mean, it's really, really nice to see how the people work together.
Tell me about Lendl, your brand ambassador.
Is our mixologist, so he makes Fynbos drinks for us that is created only for Fynbos Revolution. His name is Lyndon Mach in Port Elizabeth, and he's also our brand ambassador and a really good mixologist. So he created Fynbos Pablo, which is a summer drink from Barker, the tequila, and with a little bit of lime juice.
From Leonista.
From Leonista, yeah.
I don't know if it's interesting, but I think it's very unique. Ashlin, if I can tell the story, because I think it's really unique that an old German lady and a young so-called colored guy have a company together, and I think this is a story which is really, unique, not very often. And as I can tell, Ashlyn, you can tell the other story maybe, but I think we really work together pretty well because we come from so different backgrounds. I think it's the best what we can ever do, because I come from this German, structured, really, sophisticated background. And Ashlyn comes from this South African, Stanford, sometimes chaotic, but background. But we fit together, and I think that makes, for me, it's so much fun to work together with Ashlyn in this little company. I have to write a book, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you feel, Ashlyn, but I feel like it's really fun. Even if we have, sometimes we have problems, sure. Yeah. we have now 2 years without income, and that was not the easiest time, but we made it, and we never ever fight.
Yeah. We work hand in hand together.
Yeah, it's really, I think it's a nice story.
I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I also love the idea that the product is exported. I think that to me is important, that this story gets exported to Germany and hopefully the rest of Europe and the States. So, yeah, I wish you all the best, and hopefully we can help get your story out a little bit, and we can get some of the specialty retailers in South Africa to support you.
Please.
Another story, my history, my background is Khoisan background. So Fynbos is actually was my forefathers' medicine, where there was no money for doctors, or even the doctors was also a medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it sounds.
Yeah. So you have to drink.
You have to drink, but it sounds like the Italians, who, I mean, I think originally Vermouth was a kind of a medicine, a herbal remedy.
Right.
And now you've got the authentic South African version.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there a plan to travel to Johannesburg, Ashlin?
Yes, I actually just spoke to Lyndall Markman yesterday. We're planning somewhere in February a pop-up rooftop bar seminar for Fynbos Revolution, where we will invite some people to serve the drinks and just to introduce it to them. And also we'll be visiting Soweto with him, which is really interesting.
Wonderful. And where can people find out more about you? Have you got a website? Have you got social media?
Yes. Yeah. We have a website, the Fynbos Revolution.co.za.
Okay.
And you can, and on the Instagram side we are also, Ashlin, that's your thing, I think. I have no idea what the address in Instagram is. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we have actually our social media. We are on Instagram, which is Fynbos Revolution, and on Facebook we are at Fynbos Revolution. So we are out there, and people can look for us on our website www.fynbosrevolution.co.za. They can read about our interesting cocktails. Our menu is there.
They can order.
They can read about myself. That's the most important thing. Yeah, there is also an online store.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
And also, yeah, the online store is, we deliver for free anywhere in South Africa.
Okay. And I think the price is $2.95 a bottle.
Yes, it is.
Okay, wonderful. Because that's a big problem. People don't know where to buy these products. Ask at your local bottle store, and just to talk about the idea, and to make them aware that it's available, and then if they don't stock it, you can order online.
Yeah, sure, and then it's forgotten.
Thanks for joining us, Susanne and Ashlin.
Thank you, Holger.
It's a really inspirational story, and there's a lot of new liquor producers, especially from the whole gin revolution, and I like these stories, and it's really been good talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Holger.
That was Susanne Schneider and Ashlin Bantom from the Fynbos Revolution. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for listening to our stories here online. In the show notes, you will also find a link where you can subscribe to become part of our community and be notified when we upload our latest content.